In life, it's important to have mentors. It's important to have people that you want to be like. It's important to have people that have what you want to have as an example in your life. And so today I'm going to be talking about one of my mentors, Jesse Itzler. He is a multi-billionaire. He's married to a billionaire as well, Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx, and he is incredible. And he's really helped me in my life. And I love Sara and Jesse. And so I have been learning more from him, and I want to share some more things that I've learned from it. I do have another video already about lessons from Jesse Itzler, and so if you want to check that out, feel free. And I also have background information on him, but today I'm just going to go ahead and go straight into it and what I've learned from him and some more lessons that can hopefully help you as well. Let's do it. So number one, the tip is to think in 5-year blocks. And so, or just think about what your life will be like in 5 years. And so this was an incredible exercise for me because number one, it expands your time horizon, and successful people and business people, they always talk about expanding your time horizon instead of like, I'm just going to work hard at this for 5 months or 2 weeks or whatever. You want to expand the time and give yourself more time to achieve a goal, but also think about where your life is going to be. I have a stepson. He's probably going to be almost 15 in 5 years. What? That's crazy. It's just mind-blowing to think about where your life will be in 5 years. And so give yourself that time and plan those 5 years and give yourself time and say, hey, if I make this little change here or this quarter or over this year, then my life is going to be so different. And so just think bigger. I always talk about thinking bigger, but I think this was a helpful exercise. Like that was totally mind-blowing to me, where we'll be in just 5 years. And so think about that. Two, if you fix big problems or rich people problems, but typically big problems, then you can make big money. And so if you can solve a big problem, then, or you could do it in a better way, you're going to be able to make more money. And so start thinking about some of these things is just to get you thinking in a different way. And so if you want to start a business or if you want to help people or solve a problem, start thinking about the problems and the pain points that really bug people and that really get to people and that are big problems in their life. And so start thinking about that, and there might be some money there. 3, this is classic, but so true. What you do today is going to create the person you are tomorrow. And so it is essential to figure out what you want to do in your day and in your life in order to create the person you want to be. So that's why we talk about reverse engineering and to decide, hey, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What life do I want to live? And so then once you decide that, like, where do I want to be in 5 years? Then you can reverse engineer and start building the habits and doing the things and meeting the people and starting the stuff and becoming that person along the way and starting to act like that person, because then you will become it. So you have to determine who do you want to be in order to be it, and realizing what you do today is going to create the person you are tomorrow. So let's do good things. Let's have good habits. Let's create and build your health, build your businesses, build your wealth, build your relationships with yourself and with others, because what you do today impacts tomorrow. 4, I really love this one. I think it's so true. Jesse and Sara both talk about this. And like Jesse always talks about that he had a 980 on his SAT, and he says, I wasn't clearly the smartest person. And I will give him credit. He seems pretty smart to me, but he didn't have the perfect SAT score or whatever, but he cared the most. Same thing with Sara. They talk about, I'm going to care the most. She was the one who was like with the shapewear products, and she wanted to have a solution for people and women, and wanted them to feel empowered. And instead of having these panty lines and stuff on white pants and regular pants, and then all these men were in there and they weren't caring, and they were putting these forms on plastic forms and the product on plastic form. And she's like, does anyone care about us? And she's like, I'm going to care the most. And so Jesse talks about this as well, that you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the prettiest. You don't have to be the best. You just have to care the most. And so if you genuinely care, and if you want to help people with whatever problem that you're trying to solve, and you genuinely care about people, that's going to go a long way. And I found that that's helped in my life. Like, I generally care about people. And I think I've even seen the results from that, because if you genuinely care and if you care the most, you're going to be more successful, and it can really help you in your life and help other people. That's what it's all about. Number 5, Jesse is incredible. He does Ultramans. He lived with David Goggins, if anyone knows who that is, or David Goggins lived with him to increase his mental toughness. And living with a SEAL, he has living with monks. And so he went to work on his mind. And I think a tip from that too is just going around people you want to be more like if you want to have a good marriage, go around someone who has a good marriage. If you want to be tougher, go around someone who's really tough. If you want to be around someone who's healthy, or you want to be healthier, go around someone who's healthier. But he has a really great thing about preserving energy. And so he eats fruit until noon. And I do think he's a vegan. But it's so true. So many people, even Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about energy and why people fast or eating fruit. Fruit is easily digestible. It's the most easily digestible food, and it also gives you energy. And so if you want to be focused, I know I can attest to this. I do this a lot with smoothies or fruit in the morning, and I feel so energetic. And sometimes if you have like a big meal or something, you just feel, or you feel tired, or your blood sugar crashes. And so this is just a tip. If you want to eat more fruit in the morning or water, hydrate, just find ways to give yourself energy, whatever that is, like exercise, etc. You want the energy, and he's a very energetic person, but there's reasons why. It's mindset shifts. It's also habits and things that he's doing that gives him more energy to do more things. Number 6, he says it all comes down to winning habits, winning routines, and winning mindset. So this is so true. It's your habits create your life. And so what are you doing each day? What are the routines you're having each day? And then also, what are you thinking about? What's your mindset? Do you have a positive mindset? Do you have a growth mindset? Are you dwelling on certain things or not? And so these 3 core things will really help you to build the successful life that you want. Number 7 is I can endure. And so Jesse Itzler, he's done tons of huge races and ultra marathons and 100-mile races, etc. And to get through that, he says, I can endure. And so any successful person, if you want to lose a lot of weight, if you want to achieve a big goal, if you want to start a business or do something hard, even being a parent, you have to be able to endure. And you have to be able to feel the pain and move forward, or experience the obstacle and keep going anyways. And so any pain or any frustration or problem you're feeling is temporary. It is. And so I want to give that reminder to you and encouragement to you, but know that you can endure. I can do this. I can move through this and get to the other side. Number 8, you're going to have a wall of doubt. So even with this endurance stuff where I can endure, he says that there's always going to be a wall of doubt. Or a wall of fear. You have to be able to get over it. And so every successful person, or most, I will not say every, but most successful people, they all have insecurities. They have doubts. They have disbelief. They don't believe in themselves. They have struggles and problems and that inner critic and the self-doubt, but they do the thing anyways. So they have all the same emotions that we do, but then they decide to move through it and to do the thing anyways. And so move over and get over that wall of doubt and fear, and you're going to achieve more success in your life. Number 9, a tip is to plan your year in advance. So he has the Big Calendar Club. It's a great business that he started, but it's this huge calendar that literally shows every single month, and it's blown up. And he's really intentional. And so I've learned this from Jordan Page many years ago. And I thought it was fascinating how her and her husband would meet and plan the year in advance. And they have 8 kids now. And they had 6 at the time, or maybe 5, and they would plan what they wanted to do for the year. They planned family trips. They planned if they were working out, what days. And so you have to be intentional. If you want to create a good life, you have to create it, right? So if you want to live a good life, you have to create it. And so it can really be helpful to be intentional, to plan, and to play life on offense. Put the things that you want to do in your calendar first, and then you can react and add things in along the way. Number 10, a good little life tip is to think about your heritage. And so he talks about his dad and his grandfather and the situation of coming to America, and it was a very intense experience and what they had to overcome. And so maybe think about that in your own life, maybe with your parents or your grandparents or anyone in your lineage, or even with yourself. What did you have to overcome, and what were the sacrifices that were made? And I think my grandma just told me the other day, she's 90, about life. It just has sacrifices, and there's sacrifices in life. No one goes through life without making at least one sacrifice. And so thinking about that, and I think when I do that and I think about my family or the struggles that they've gone through or the things that they have done and that they've built in spite of those things, is really inspiring, and it can help be a motivating factor on keeping you going on your journey and to keep building their legacy and your legacy in your life. Number 11 is experiences. And so he talks about Brian's rule, which is one of his blue collar friends who's a police officer. And Jesse is huge on experiences, if you don't know that yet. And so he talks about like every 2 months, every 8 weeks, doing something that you normally wouldn't do. So if normally you'd watch football on a Sunday, instead, let's go on a hiking trip. Or if you would do something on this one day, go ahead and let's go to an amusement park or whatever, and create an experience for yourself and your family, create these memories. And so I totally believe in this. I think this is awesome. I am someone who I love to work. I love to just keep things simple and spend time with my family and work out and whatever. But it is kind of fun getting out of your environment and say, hey, let's go ice skating today. Let's go skiing, whatever. Like, do something different than you normally would. And then you're going to have these memories and these experiences that will last a lifetime. 12, both Jesse and Sara talk about the power of death. And so like Sara has a funny story where she had in her office, or it said like, you're going to die one day. And then her whole team was like, is Sara okay? Is she okay? And she's like, no, I just want to remind her, like, because if problems are coming up or stressors or things, and you just know, hey, I'm going to die. It really puts things in perspective, right? And so Jesse even talks about picking out your grave plot. He's like, if you haven't picked out your grave plot, then you haven't taken life seriously. And he's partly right that like, you don't know. Like, I don't know. I hope I get to live till 90s, whatever, but you don't know. And so live your life. It says, learn like you're going to live forever, but live like you're going to die tomorrow. And so it's really important to try to live your life, be appreciative of your life, and to go out and live it. It's such a gift. 13, you got to make the time. And so he has a rule with his kids that if his kids ask him to do something like, hey, do you want to go play basketball with me? He says yes. And he says, if I don't have time to do that or the energy to do that, then something's wrong in my life and I got to figure that out. But make the time. So make the time for the things that are important to you, and you're going to feel a lot better. And he talks about daily vitamins. And so things that fuel you. And if you do these specific things in a day, then you're going to have a better day. And so I know this is true for me. Like if I eat certain things, if I exercise, if I have time to work or whatever, and time to spend with my family, I feel so much better. Those are my vitamins. I'm going to feel good. And so figure out what those vitamins are for you so that you can do them. And I think a lot of people end up not feeling good if they go too long without the vitamins. Like if I'm not exercising for a while or sleeping, or eating healthy, I'm going to start feeling really weird. And so I need to make sure I do that. 14, Jesse also talks about the power of thank you notes and just the handwriting thank you notes to people who have made a difference in your life or in your year. And so people who maybe have shown up for you for a specific important event for you, or who have made a difference or have opened a door for you, or whatever, or are nice to you. Send a thank you note. It can really make a difference. And having gratitude is a great foundation for a successful and an enjoyable life. And lastly, the power of networking. So Jesse, he like had a private jet company at Coconut Water. He was a rapper, all these different things. But he put himself in a position to be lucky and to find the right people. He would figure out, where do these successful people go? And then he would figure out, oh, I could just buy a salad at this club and be around all these really successful people and get these connections. And he did that. And so he was very creative too. I think creativity is a big thing on how he got phone conversations with some people. And actually like 50 Cent was, someone who interned for Jesse and all this crazy stuff. But you never know unless you try and you surround yourself with people. So it's not always like luck just happens. You have to put yourself in a situation to get lucky. All right, those were some tips and lessons and ideas from Jesse Itzler. I was considering doing his coaching program if you're interested in that. It's expensive depending on the person that you are. It's almost $800 for the year, but he's a multi-billionaire and is married to a billionaire and lives a adventurous life and has a good relationship with his kids and a good relationship with himself and is healthy, and he's great in a lot of different buckets. We have all these buckets, and that's something I care about. It's not just the financial bucket. It's not just the health bucket. It's not just your relationships. It's the spiritual. It's everything to create a healthy and enjoyable life and a successful life. And so feel free to check out some of his offerings or his free programs, etc. But I love just learning from these successful people. And so find people that you resonate with or that could help you on your journey. I hope this place can be a encouragement and a starting point for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. If you took any lessons away, if you want to learn more about Jesse Itzler, definitely let me know, or definitely look at his wife, Sara Blakely, as well. She has some interviews and some things out there. Feel free to give this video a like if you liked it. Feel free to share and subscribe for more, and hit the notification bell to be notified when more videos come out. You got this. Keep learning, working, and growing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.